Hey everyone, Coach Investor back to another video for today. So, new holdings. Yes, they reported their earnings a couple of days ago. I was yet to cover that. I know a lot of you have been waiting. So here it is. Now, it's of course a small position in my portfolio, but as I said on X when they released their earnings, Nu and Mercado Libre are one of these companies where, to be honest, I barely worry. It's those types of companies with great management and extremely good execution despite the market that they have to operate in. Now, the stock will do what the stock will do. It's actually down 11% or so since they reported earnings, but the market had some weird days as well. But after they reported earnings, the stock was down around 7% or so. But the company, the execution, the business, everything is doing quite well. Now, looking at the stock purely here, we are now at a market cap of $37.33 billion. The stock is just under $8 here. Year to date, it's close to doubled. It's up 92.8%. But what you can see here is that almost each and every time after they report earnings, you can see the forward PE just gets crushed, which is good, right? The lower it is, the better it is for you, especially at the growth rates that Nu is growing. So forward PE right now, 22.4 times. Price to sales next 12 months, 3.7 times. Yes, it is expensive when you look at the price to sales ratio. Price to free cash flow, 20.2 times in the last 12 months right now. Again, I think if you're going to see the numbers and you look at this valuation, I mean, we've seen crazier valuations throughout the last couple of weeks as we've covered a lot of companies. Now, before we jump into the report, I do want to mention something that they mentioned during the earnings call. So they said here that over the past 12 months, our customer base growth in Brazil has outpaced that of the 5 largest incumbent banks combined. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It is pretty astonishing. Now, if you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, would really appreciate that. And thank you to the newest member of the channel. I appreciate that support. And if you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and a pinned comment to get the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. So, first things first here, we are now at 89.1 million customers. So that's up 18.7 million year over year. We're now at 51% of the adult population in Brazil with an 83% monthly activity rate. Of course, it's great to have a lot of customers, but when you know that almost all of them are active, you know there's a chance of high monetization. We're going to talk about that a bit later. Revenue $2.1 billion, that's up 53% on FX neutral basis year over year. Gross profit is up 100% on FX neutral basis to $914.8 million with a gross profit margin of 43%, also improving each and every quarter. Net income $303 million, adjusted net income $355.6 million. I mean, if you look at this slide right here, they're basically showing you the CAGR for the last 2 years or so. So if you look at customers, that has basically 2x, revenue 4x, gross profit 4x. Net income, of course, was a loss back in Q3 2021, a loss of $34.4 million. We're now at net income of $303 million. So again, pretty remarkable what this company has done. And looking at the evolution here of the profitability, I mean, gross profit margin Q3 2022, 33%. We're right now at 43%. If you look at net income, annualized return on equity, Q3 2022, just 1%. We're now at 21%. There are very few companies that can grow this fast, top and bottom lines. Now, if we look at the customers / the active customers, we can see that customers has increased 27%, active customers have increased 29%. So basically active customers growing faster than the overall customer base, which is great because you don't want your older ones to just sit back and never use your app again. Which goes into this slide where we can basically look at the different cohorts, the most recent ones and the more older ones. So number of products per active customers. If you can look, maybe I'll zoom a little bit here. Right now, newer customers are adopting way more products at the start. And then while you get to the average of 4 products much quicker than before. If you look at the monthly average revenue per active customer by quarterly cohorts, the same thing can be said here. You're getting to that average of $10 much quicker. Now, with regards to purchase volume, so that has increased 28% year over year. But if you look at purchase volume per customer here, you can see a bit of a slowdown-ish. I mean, it's still very close to the average of $112, but previously you could have seen it go up much faster. We are still, even though this company is doing quite well, we're still in a weird type of environment. And of course, since they are attracting more and more customers, this can vary. As for the credit card and personal loan portfolios, the total portfolio has increased 48% year over year. Personal loans keep on increasing as a total of the portfolio. Personal loans sits at 20% right now. And here we get the personal loan origination that basically accelerated quarter over quarter, year over year. It's up 93%. This is in Brazilian reais, and the credit yield keeps on increasing as well to 6.8%. Deposits are up 26% year over year to $19.1 billion. And then if you look at the net interest income and net interest margin, we are up 111% with a net interest margin of 18.8%, quite an improvement year over year. And this slide just continues to blow my mind. The cost to serve per active customer still stays at, well, around, it's under 1. But the company has way more customers right now. I mean, in my opinion, in the future, this will have to increase a little bit. Otherwise, I don't know, they're doing some magic things there that I can't explain. Now, here comes maybe a bit of criticism. So delinquency ratios tracking expectations. With regards to the 15 to 90 non-performing loans, we are going down quarter after quarter. But if you look at the 90 plus, we are actually going up and up and up. Now, if you go and look at this slide right here, so it says here, Nu has shown superior credit underwriting across income bands for credit cards. So it's true for the ones that have less than 1 times the minimum wage, 1 to 2 times, 2 to 3 times, 3 to 5 times, then 5 to 10 times, it becomes extremely close. But then the 10 to 20 times, which yes, of course, is only 2% of the adult population, here they're not performing that well. Now, their explanation is that, well, the lower ones are usually the ones that have higher risk. Okay, fair enough. And then the higher ones are the ones where they are comfortable right now, which is what I understood. They are comfortable right now going after them despite having this performance. Because, well, if you're making that much money, I mean, the risk of delinquency is usually a bit lower. But currently, if we look at this, it is not right now tracking in the right direction. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. But currently, I mean, this shows it right here. Sequential risk-adjusted net income margin improvement shows effective risk pricing. So credit loss allowance and risk-adjusted net income margin, I mean, we're going up at 9% here. Then lastly, looking at the graph, so we're back at an area where previously was a bit of a resistance, so just under $8 or so. I mean, we've been there for a couple of weeks since June, then we went back down to around $7 or so. Currently, I mean, the 200-day moving average is going towards that $7. So if the pricing right now, the price we're at right now does not hold, then yes, maybe look for some buying here at around $7, which in my opinion would be a bit better. RSI is a bit high. I mean, previously closer to the earnings report, it was very close to being overbought, but not anymore. So of course, if you're looking for a better entry, do look for more red days. As always, I'd rather buy during a red day than during a green one. Now overall, again, like I said at the start of this video, Nu is one of those companies that will continue to execute and has proven to me that they can execute even in a weird macro environment, even in a strange political environment as well. Yes, there are some things that we have to track a bit closer, but currently if they can continue to show us these types of numbers, I mean, I'll sleep quite well at night. But of course, do share your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.